Sticking on the Andor stuff here, Rob, what is our third main topic today?
The third main topic comes to us from Valarie Samaras. Good morning, John. With all the amazing hype building up around Andor and me and my husband planning to stay up to watch the premiere tonight, I heard some really bad news. According to the Wrap, we're going to have to wait 2 years for the next season. TV shows used to put out 22 plus episodes every year. So why can't a show that is only 12 episodes be ready in a year? Thanks, and may the filthy be with you.
All right, Valarie, thanks a lot for sending that in. And yeah, there was a great disturbance in the forest, like millions of voices and hearts suddenly sunk and then were silenced. As great as Andor is, and maybe this information was out there already, Rob, and maybe the information was out there. Maybe, hell, we even talked about it and I just forgot. But I read this morning that we're not going to get season 2 of Andor for at least a couple of years. Maybe I wouldn't have cared if I hadn't already seen a bunch of Andor, but knowing how good Andor is, that really made me sad. Well, John, why are you saying it's not going to come up for another 2 years? This comes to us from the folks at The Wrap who wrote the following. Tony Gilroy said that his work on Andor is really sticking around considering they still have to produce and release Andor season 2. I have 2 more years to go, Gilroy said. We start shooting in November on part 2. And I don't know if our past pattern was 2 years, but I mean, we'll shoot from November to August. It's a long shoot. And then our post-production last time was about a year. That probably means at the earliest we can expect Andor season 2 or part 2, as Gilroy calls it, in fall of 2024. Rob, do you remember the olden times when a show would have a new season every year? Remember those days? The days before Atlanta having 3-year breaks or whatever. Remember those days? Those were good days. Yeah, apparently they're saying that, first of all, it's close to a year of a shoot, going from November to August for Andor season 2, still just 12 episodes, and then about a year of post-production, which is not unheard of for big movies and stuff like that.
Sure.
And you could look at Andor as a big movie in many ways. It sucks. This sucks. I mean, knowing that once we get to and I haven't seen the end of Andor season 1 yet, but knowing we're going to get the end of Andor season 1, we're probably going to be all buzzing and hyped. And then we're going to have to wait 2 years for the second season. Now, when you raise the question, it's a fair question. Hey, traditionally, television shows have been 22, 23, 24, 25 episodes every year. They make 25 episodes, Rob. And they were able to crank those out every year, no problem. Andor is a different beast. Andor is a Star Wars show. And it's a Star Wars show that's not being shot on the volume. It's not being shot in that big virtual stage environment. They're actually out there, practical sets and things like that. I mean, there's a lot of CGI. Believe it, there's a lot of CGI. And thank God, the CGI in Andor looks a hell of a lot better than it did in Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan. It's like much, it's movie quality visual effects. And so when you keep that in mind, that the nature of the project, it is vast, it's heavily involved. I get it. I get it. But if they already knew they were greenlighting this thing, my question would be, why are they starting to shoot this in November? Why is season 2 not almost finished shooting at this point? So I do kind of wish they had planned this better, but it's a lot of production. And you know what? From what I've seen of Andor so far, it is going to be worth the wait, even though it kind of sucks we're going to have to wait 2 years. Rob, you reading all this stuff, what stands out to you?
Well, to me, what people don't understand about how television has changed is a lot of these shows, when we had, like Star Trek The Next Generation was, and the modern Star Trek shows up till this point, the classic Berman era from 87 to 2005, they had standing sets. They were shooting these on sound stages. So they weren't going anywhere. And when they needed to do, quote unquote, a bottle show, and they needed just a show that just happened on the sets, they could, which means they could shoot an episode in 8 days and they would do their post. A show like Andor, a lot of it's on location. They're shooting a Star Wars movie, but it's 12 hours long, or it's 6 hours.
Probably
okay.
six hours.
6 hours.
Change, yeah.
But still, if you think about that, that was what 6 years or 9 years it took to make the original Star Wars trilogy. So 2 years, I mean, I can understand that Andor, think about it. If the second season's going to take 2 years, the first season took 2 years. I bet they weren't even done with all the episodes until fairly recently, even with COVID, because they had started the show and they had to redo some rewrites and all that. So it makes sense to me that they took a break, finished the series. They were in post, like Gilroy said, for about a year. And they probably recently finished. And now they're gearing up to start again. You know, in November, they shoot, like you pointed out, November to August is a hell of a long shoot, which shows...
Even for a movie.
Even for a movie, it shows how technically there's a lot going on. And I don't know if is Gilroy's not directing every episode, is he? There's different directors. I don't.
That's a very, I'm not even sure. I haven't been paying attention.
I actually know, because when I went to go see it on the Disney lot, Tony Gilroy was there, and he was talking about how they had broken up the directors in chunks of.
Oh, that's right,
three episodes each.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But even then, if you're directing 3 episodes, like that's a movie. You know, even if it's half an hour long. So unfortunately, I mean, I can totally. This is not out of the ordinary. This length of time. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
But it's like we're getting, if it's as good as you say it is, and everybody, I mean, the reaction to this has been universally glowing. And it's because, I mean, just even this shot, you can tell that, my God, this looks like it's cinematic. It's a movie that we're seeing, from what I understand.
I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I really, really
Dude, I'm
can't.
stoked.
And I cannot wait for us to do our Andor after show. That will be tomorrow, of course, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. We're doing our open mic today, but tomorrow at 3 p.m. we're going to be doing our Andor after show, covering the first 3 episodes. Of course, we hope that you guys will join us for that. And you guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? It sounds like 2024 is when we're going to have to wait for Andor Season 2 to come out. Is that okay? No big deal? Maybe you're thinking like, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second and thank a sponsor of this video, MeUndies. Luckily, we here at the John Campea Show work with MeUndies, makers of the most buttery, soft, and sustainable undies, bralettes, and socks that exist. Like many of you guys, I have spent my entire life wearing completely useless and uncomfortable underwear. And it wasn't until the good folks at MeUndies sent me my first couple of pairs that I realized I have not been living my life to the fullest. Now I wear MeUndies every single day, and it makes my whole day a hell of a lot more comfortable. Guaranteed to be the softest stuff you've ever felt in your life. Their signature micro-modal fabric is sustainable, breathable, and stretchy as heck. Available in sizes extra small to 4XL, they have new colors and prints dropping weekly, so there's always something exciting to check out. Try their free-to-join membership for free shipping on every order and exclusive perks, like an item shipped to your door every month, secret sales, and early access to their newest stuff. MeUndies has a great offer for the John Campea Show audience. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. So to get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Campea. That's MeUndies.com/Campea.